Shalom. First and foremost, when you give all praise to our poor Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Makar Kodash, Kal Halalam Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Makar Kodash. That's in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praise to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, God, Yahweh. And his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. The true name for the God of the Bible in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. I want to give the honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Stone. And shalom to all the brothers and out there pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. Alright, this lesson, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to name this one yet, but I came across this video here. The Spirit of Stephen to actually do a lesson on it. You know, I'm sure I'm doing it still, but let me get to it right now.
This. Look at this. Is this white?
We're talking about.
Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Tell me your question.
Your skin
Is it
color
white?
is white.
No, it's not. This is
Not
white.
that white. That's an object. We're talking about
Is
skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the option.
So what you think you are? You think what color are you?
A peach.
Bro.
Stupid.
Don't call me stupid.
Look at this. Look at this. Is this
You know,
white?
It's funny, and I'm not sure if this is scripted or not, but it's at the point, because the whole skin complexion thingy was actually done by the devil himself. I have this book here actually. I'll read from let me show you the book. From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor, and I'm gonna read on we have page 20 here, and it says, the Asian people did not classify, so this is the last, down to the bottom, one paragraph then. It says, the Asian people did not classify races according to skin color, like the modern nations of Europe and America. The Asians, including the Greeks, the Romans, identified people according to their national or tribal names. Right? They use such names as Visigoths, Vandals, Saxons, Ethiopians, Carthaginians, Jews, Arabs, Persians, Babylonians, Egyptians, and Moors. They did not use the term Negro, which is a modern term to refer to the black races, or the word Caucasian to refer to the white races. Dividing the word along a color line was an idea that originated with the white supremacists in Europe after the Renaissance. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome, because when you read like the book of Job 30, it tells them basically go in a cave, go dwell. It's not a real cave, man. It says, and I'm real never have wisdom, but during they call it, like the Black Plague and so forth, they had something called social mobility, when basically the Renaissance, when Esau coming to power. Before that, we were ruling during the so-called Dark Ages. And so we referring to the so-called black people, as Moors. That's what they call us back then. And we're basically Israelites, Jews, if you will, that fled more land 70 AD and was inhabited like inhabited territory like up mainly the northern western coast of Africa, but we also was in Europe, and when the last emperor, Edomite emperor, Vespasian, Titus, and Demetrius, can't remember his name right now. Maybe I think it's Demetrius or some D word. Domitian, basically the brother of Titus, right? Yeah, the sons of basically Vespasian. After that, you have the four good empires, which is basically so-called black people, going up to like Constantine coming up, right? The so-called black people, we ruled. But here it says, during the Middle Ages, the black nations of Africa and Asia had the greatest political, economical, and educational and military influence in the world. At this time, Europe existed in a state of darkness for thousands of years. In the 17th century and later, Europe began to emerge out of the slough of ignorance, and certain Germans and others conceived of themselves as belonging to superior races. And when you say Europe, you really refer to the so-called white man, because all people was ruling. You know, the Byzantine Empire was ruled by all people, and they had wisdom. Never dumb like Esau, you know. It says John F. Blumenbach, a German, 1752 to 1840, was the first to divide humanity on the basis of skin color. Up to this time, no such attempts had been made, because what, people back then, they have sense. But during the time frame here, which is known as the Renaissance, something they have to take place, prophecy they have to fulfill. You know, when we go to Revelation chapter 20, and verse 7, it says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan, which go back to the so-called white man, shall be loosed out of his prison. It's never in Renaissance there as basically notes. So I can't just reading for camera. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. But even when he was basically being shut up, the scripture said that he should deceive the nations no more. You know, because Esau, the so-called white man, all him do is deceive, tell lies. The scripture tell us, as soon as him come about you, him basically speak lies. When you go to the book of Psalms 58 and 3, it says the wicked, which Malachi chapter 1 verse 4 tells us Esau is the wicked, the so-called white race, which are also known as the devil, Satan, all titles. It says the wicked are exchanged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So as soon as them born and go lie, them speak lie, yeah? Alright? So when John F. Blumenbach came on the scene in the 17th century during the Renaissance, it said what? John F. Blumenbach, a German, 1752 to 1840, was the first to divide humanity on the basis of skin color. Because before that, people had sense, so you can't do that. That doesn't make sense. You can't divide race by how people look. Because you go back to what? Your seed. That's where you define race. It says its classification set up a color line to the detriment of later generations. Why? Because people come after and buy into the bullshit. See, look, a girl if you tell the other one, say, yo, I'm not white. Can look on the page. The page have black and white. Let me color in purple and yellow. You see me? Alright, just to keep notes. Alright, but nobody don't look like that. Esau was known as what? Red. Right, anyway, you have different we call now different shades. Peach, I can describe. She was right when she said she's peach. Let me see some real quick. I spell different sometimes. Watch her. She make more sense. No, my screen is white, the background is white, but look at this. This is peach, right? And it says 75 shades of peach. See that? which this makes sense because scripture refer to Esau as red. So this is basically peach, it's a shade. But no one is white. No one is black. When you look on the girl, look at her.
Skin color is
Her
white.
blouse or shirt or whatever she's wearing, that is more white.
That white, that's an object. We're talking about skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the
Right? So when you go back to here now in the book here, it says up to this time no such attempts had been made. His classification set up a color line to the detriment of later generations. Mr. Blumenbach classified 5 chief races of mankind: the Caucasians, the Mongolians, the Ethiopians, the American Indians, that is, the Malaysian. Moreover, he considered the Caucasian to be the original race, right? Which is no more bullshit. Blumenbach, the anthropologist, named the whites after the Caucasus Mountains. These mountains are situated between the Black and Caspian Sea. You know, I shouldn't even go further, but there's another cracker who come up with some. The first I ever heard brought it out was the Ella Malcolm, you know, where the word white come from, you know, because it was all about racism, you know, making themselves that they're a supreme race, but nobody know white and nobody black, and you will never be able to define a race, you know, by skin color. That's rubbish, you know. And the scripture says here in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and start at verse 7. It says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam." Right? He set the bones of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Right, so the Most High divided the sons of Adam, which that's the races. Right, so you know, if you define your ratio, is basically by who you descend from, which basically start from when the Most High separated the sons of Adam. When I read the book of Genesis, let's show you, we'll now read it. Genesis 11. Genesis 11. You know, it gave the table of nations. Right? It says, "And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech." This is after the flood. I don't know Noah came from Adam. You know, it says she lineage. And they go on tell you who are the 5 sons, you know, of the 3 sons who come from who. Right? And we have the nations today. Right? So that's why you tell your nationalities, not by your skin color. No one was that dumb. Is them to even classify 5 races up on the earth, yo. I mean, I remember the name of the cracker, but actually brought it forward about white race, because there's no such thing as white race, yo. The word, when them say white race, them just try to be racist by saying they are the pure race. When they say black, them try to say, yo, we are basically negative. This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. "And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigrees go back to a lineage, a race, a nationality, after their families, by the oaths of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls." So what their pedigrees, which go back to nationality, was defined by what? Their families, the oaths of their fathers, who they descend from. You know, because nationality and race actually is the same thing. But today, they will tell you that, oh no, your nationality is the country you're born. So not like when I'm born 9 million I see on one boat or on one airplane. You know, which nationality am I? You see me? It's all rubbish, yo. Your nationality or your four parents, yo. We should go back to your race. Last precept I want to get is Jeremiah chapter 6. So like, yeah. 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old parts, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." But they said, "We will not walk therein," because you have some people still stubborn up to this day. "Oh no, you can't tell me that because XYZ and XYZ are you good." You see me? But the Haitian people, right, and according to creation, never ever this define race according to skin color. That's heresy. It's not error or wrong. That makes sense. But Esau did it. You know, people drink off the Babylon juice. You know, about that, what the says is at the front, like out there, giving all praise to power, how about Shem Shai, about Shem Kakodash, the one that's into elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I'm going to play this video once more.
Action.
So what you think you are?
Action.
So what you think you are? You think what color are you?
I'm peach.
Bro.
Stupid.
Don't call me
Look at this. Look at this. Is this white?
We're talking about
Is this
we're
white?
talking about skin color.
I don't care. Is this white?
We're talking about skin color.
I don't care. Tell me your question.
Your skin
Is it
color
white?
is white.
No, it's not. This is
Not
white.
that white. That's an object. We're talking about
Is
skin color.
This is the same color.
You're white.
This is the option.
So what you think you are? You think what color are you?
I'm peach.
Bro.
Stupid.
And that's people today, yo. They're stupid. I'm not know if this is scripted or not, you know. And I say when you really look up the whole thing where white race and black race come from, it's all racism. Asian people never ever. Oh, you're black, you're that race. You know, stupidity. You see me? And now they might find it fun because she has such a peach. Because indeed, skin color is different from an object. It is all rubbish. You see me? All deception has been done by the devil himself, the so-called right race. So with that, you know, shalom.